This flashlight claims to output 1.3 million lumens. And this is my new gaming monitor. Jealous? Don't be. This monitor only works for a few minutes at a time, would likely damage your eyes if it worked any longer than that, and because of its backlight here, it carries a non-zero risk of burning your house down. The things we do for science. Or not just for science. You see, the latest trend in display manufacturing is towards brighter and brighter monitors and TVs. But just like the previous fads, like making them thinner and pumping up the resolution, there's a point where more is not necessarily better. And what better way to demonstrate this than to reach that point and keep on sailing? We started out with a regular old gaming monitor and turned it into the brightest one the world has ever seen. We expected to have a lot of fun.
And we did.
But what we didn't expect was the discoveries we made along the way. So let's begin our journey to Lumino City by very carefully tearing down an LCD monitor. Right after this segue to our sponsor. Nexigo. Their anniversary sale is on right now, and you can bundle up the Aurora Pro projector plus a 100-inch Fresnel screen and save $1,000. We'll have a link in the description where you can check that out. Okay, that's a joke. It was already cut in half. The point is that inside a modern LCD display, there's a lot going on. But for our purposes, we only need to understand 4 main parts today, starting with what sits closest to us, the liquid crystals, the LCs of our LCD. These sit sandwiched between 2 polarizing filters that are configured to prevent any light from passing through. You can actually see the same principle at work with a variable ND filter like this one for a camera. In this configuration, we can see through it just fine, and in this one, it blocks pretty much all the light and turns black. So wait, if these are configured to keep light from passing through, how does any get through? Well, you need a third layer. In between the 2 polarizers, a layer that can control polarization electronically. That is your liquid crystals. As voltage gets applied to them, they rotate the polarization of light, enabling an image to pass through. Things can quickly get more complicated with different types of LCD panels, but the same principle applies from an original iPhone all the way to a brand new 100-inch LED TV. Light passes through the display stack and is filtered by the LCD layer to create the final image. But where does that light come from? Well, you've got options. On older or cheaper LCDs, there can be a material that is placed behind the liquid crystals that's designed to reflect ambient light back toward the user. Some of you might remember the struggle of trying to catch a street light while you played with your Game Boy in the back seat. Or you might not know what a Game Boy is, and that's totally okay too. I'm not old. The point is that more modern displays typically remove that reflective layer in favor of a light that is behind the screen. But not all backlights are created equal. They've undergone a massive evolution from the early days of using bulky, power-hungry fluorescent tubes to highly efficient LEDs to, well, this. It's glorious, you guys. You've outdone yourselves. And it's also really dumb. And frankly, a lot more primitive than modern TVs. But it is built using similar principles. As you can see here, most modern backlights use LED lights, which makes sense. They're small, they're energy efficient, and they're cheap. And those LEDs are either distributed along the edges of the display, like this one, or more ideally, along the entire surface behind the panel. Not only does that produce more even luminance, but modern backlights can alter the brightness of individual LEDs, or at least groups of LEDs, to selectively dim or brighten parts of the screen to achieve the best possible image. Now, we're saving our deeper dive into dimming zones and backlight control for our next attempt at this.
Oh yeah!
Apparently. So for now, we're gonna move on to what LEDs we're using today. We tested about 10 different varieties with the aim of finding something that balanced cost, quality, and size. And we ended up going with the Cree CXB 3590. Its compact square shape and high light output made the approximately $28 per unit price pretty attractive. There are some compromises, but look at it go! My goodness, how is it so flipping bright? Well, I'll tell you a secret. This isn't just one LED. In fact, if you look much closer, you can see it's actually an array of over 150 LEDs. Cob LEDs like this one, or chip-on-board LEDs, simply means that multiple LEDs are mounted to one substrate. And while that makes wiring them up dead simple, each one still requires an array's worth of power. So that's right, each one of our individual cobs here is gonna draw, sorry, is this right? More than 5 times the original power consumption of the monitor?
It could draw more if we wanted it.
Each one of these?
Yeah.
Huh, how many do we have?
40!
That's like 3,500 watts. Ah, I see why there's so many power supplies rigged up to the chassis now.
And 5 different breakers.
We could have bought a single expensive 3,500 watt unit to power everything, but we liked the flexibility, not to mention the cost savings of splitting the load between 10 350 watt Meanwell power supplies. We'll have a link to these, as well as everything else we used, in the video description. Now it's time to talk about cooling. Although LEDs are significantly more power efficient than incandescent lights, they still waste about half of the power they draw as heat, meaning that our new gaming monitor here is going to throw off something like 1,700 watts of thermal energy. That is more than the limit for a residential electric space heater here in North America. Thankfully, another advantage of cobs is that they're designed to be cooled from the backside. Fun fact, by the way, our original plan was to thermal goop each of these to a CPU cooler to keep our design time down, but then we realized we would need 40 CPU coolers. So instead, our resident maker extraordinaire Justin designed this absolutely gorgeous custom water block out of aluminum and acrylic that uses our industrial chiller here to pump coolant at a chilly 16 degrees Celsius. Now, the flow path is not optimized, but it does seem to be sufficient for moving heat away from the back of our cobs here. What it doesn't do is overcome one gigantic design oversight. See, our cobs go back here, right? And then our display goes at the front of our shroud here. But the thing is, that other 1,700 watts of light energy, well, it's gonna hit something and turn into thermal energy. And when you've got reflective mylar glued all over the inside of your 3D printed shroud, it's like a hot pocket. And not the delicious kind.
I like to describe it as the easy bake oven from hell.
That's why our next iteration added some server fans and venting at the cost of some light bleed. But we found out that still wasn't cool enough, which is where this box fan came in. Yeah, it's kind of jank, but remember guys, this is just a proof of concept for now. What are those doing here?
The box fan wasn't good enough, and so we have these fans.
Oh my God. Go to lmg.gg/floatplane if you guys want to hear David and Justin talk a little bit more about what we learned that could help us execute on our original idea, which was to build the world's brightest TV. One idea they had was to modify the layers of diffusion next time, rather than just reusing the original ones like we did with this one. But enough jibber jabber. Do I finally get to see it?
Yep, it's time.
Okay. They've been working on this in secret. Like, I'm only finding out about all this crap now. Do we have a fire extinguisher on hand? Oh, okay, good. They made me do the entire shoot today without even being allowed to turn it on yet. Like, they showed me the lights, but that's why the intro doesn't have the actual monitor on it or anything, because they're like, oh, Linus isn't allowed to see it until the moment when you can see it.
Oh yeah, to put on this.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, you need it. Even for one. When we were testing, we made sure that we all had welding goggles, because 1 second of exposure and you're seeing those lights for the next 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
It's pretty bad.
Is it dangerous?
I don't know if it's
It's all fun and games till you get crab rave burned into your eyes.
Oh my God, even the seepage around it? Whoa. This plastic is see-through.
Oh, I can see. I can see it. Yeah.
It's so hot. It's getting hot in here. Do we have the FLIR? Can we check how hot they're
Yeah, we
getting?
do have the FLIR.
This is flipping crazy, you guys. Is the chiller even on though?
Oh.
Here we go. Oh my God. Okay, so hold on. They're at about 19 now. Okay. Oh, okay. They're going up. 30, 35, 50. Oh my God. I can't even see the display once the light is
Something
shining.
is smoking. We're gonna have to turn it off.
Really? Because they're not hot.
Something's cooking.
They're all under 50. Every single one of them.
Huh.
Are you sure it's not just flux?
I'm gonna grab some ISO and wipe it down.
Sure.
But like none of the wires are getting hot.
Yeah, it's got to be flux, you guys. They're not hot.
Okay.
I say
Let's see how hot we can push it.
we go for gold. You guys dare me to look into it? They said I don't have any more shoots for the rest of the day, so like whatever. It's like what, I need to drive home or what?
135 degrees Celsius
Oh,
is like the max.
dude, we're good. Here we go. Here we go, here we go. Like my skin is at 38 degrees. Like the light turns into thermal energy when it hits something, right? So things that it shines at are hot. But the LEDs themselves, they're still at about 60 on the hottest ones.
Okay, it's starting to smoke up real good now. Cut it.
Okay, okay. Are we gonna put the shroud on?
For you, anything.
Before we do that, how about some speeds and feeds? Like, how bright is our backlight before we put the LCD in front of it? Well, each CXP3590 puts out around 12,000 lumens, which means we're sitting at just shy of 500,000 lumens total. 3.426 lumens is 1 nit, meaning that our backlight is rated at 140,105 nits. For context, the brightest TVs on the market are around 10,000 nits. Of course, that's all theoretical. We don't have a tool that can measure anything that bright, so we're not even gonna try to measure the brightness until we've put our LCD on it. And I think this goes this way, huh? The scaler and power supply for the monitor, you can see is just kind of like taped to the bottom of it. Can you give me something? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa!
Yeah, it's outputting.
You okay?
It's outputting. We're good.
Thank you for that. I should legitimately not be sitting here. Whoa, is the cart gonna move? Oh my God, the cart moves.
Yeah, that's why we have the commuter backpack here today, is to hold it.
Oh my God, okay, yeah, fine, I'll talk about it. We put a sandbag in the long-awaited LTT commuter backpack, which is available now on lttstore.com. We took the best features of our original LTT backpack and we put them in a smaller, sleeker, more stylish package. It's got a reinforced dual layer bottom, a convenient tech compartment that folds out for quick access to your laptop and tablet, and it's built with a durable, water-resistant Reprieve canvas that is made of recycled water bottles. It's the backpack that's built to support your day every day, and you can grab this fantastic 20-liter bag for $149.99 at lttstore.com. I was joking with the guys, like this right here is the difference between us and Mr. Who's the Boss. Like his like biggest iPhone in the world or whatever was so clean, so sleek, man. Love the collab with DIY Perks. This is like, this peak LTT. Okay, here we go. It's my first time getting to, oh my God. You guys, it's actually kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
I was expecting it to suck. It's like direct sunlight is shining off of these rocks. Dude, it's actually awesome. Did you know it was gonna be awesome? Holy shit. This isn't even HDR content yet. Obviously, the LCDs, even in their black state, cannot properly block all the light, right? Like that, so you don't get the same kind of contrast. But it's like the sun is the sun. Holy shit.
All right, we got death.
Oh God, turn it up.
Oh no, it's dying. Did we kill it? Wait, no, it's healing again.
It'll be fine. We just gotta cut it off before it gets too bad. It'll come back. It's good.
That blew my mind. I mean, I remember having this conversation. This was with you, Andrew, at CES this year.
Oh yeah.
Remember when we were on the bus?
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about what is the practical limit of like how many nits we need to have in a display for it to really match the real world. And I remember us talking about it because we had actually just seen that Hisense TV there and we were like, wow, 10,000 nits, that's wild. But then we were watching the light glinting off of one of the hotels in Vegas and we were like, that is so much brighter than that TV that we just saw. Like, how many nits do you think that was? And we were kind of having this conversation. Andrew, I think this is it. I think this is the answer. I think we actually need this level of brightness to really replicate what it feels like to look at the sun reflecting off of something. TV manufacturers, I was wrong. We are nowhere near the end of the brightness war, of the practical benefits of more. Now but we would never want to see the entire display at that level of brightness. That would be painful. But what we need is outstanding backlight and filter layer control so that you can have just pinpricks of that level of brightness to give you the sparkle and dazzle of light reflecting off of metal or off of the peaks of the waves on the water. Okay, did you guys know that this was this awesome?
We knew it was awesome, but we didn't expect this nice of a reaction.
Dude, this needs to be a thing. I was completely wrong. I thought this was stupid. Oh, dude, we get to try a game? We're gaming
Yeah,
next?
let's play some Alan
Let's
Wake
go.
2.
Oh my God. See, that's the thing, is if you're in a dark room and there's a bright light source like that, it will dazzle you. Now, our content would need to be mastered differently to account for this level of brightness being available to it. Like otherwise, everything's just gonna be blown out and too bright, which is kind of what we're looking like in the game. But with it done properly, with the dark parts of the scene as dark as they're supposed to be, light sources would be dazzling, and it wouldn't be like when the game artificially has you walk into a bright space and then you just like see your eyes adjust to it. Your actual eyes would adjust to the capabilities of the display. And I gotta say, this level of brightness makes the lighting, even though the lighting engine didn't change, it makes it feel more natural and true to life. Because when you're close to something like that, it is blinding. And when it's farther away, it's not. To your eyes, not to the in-game camera. That's the difference. They're gonna have to completely change the way they handle it. Because you can see when something is like too close, and when you go, oh no, it's dying again. Wait, oh my God. Here's what we're gonna do. If we had a glass layer, and then we ran water through it, and then we had a glass layer, and then we sealed it, we could actually have a water tank behind the panel.
As long as the water is not creating ripples or anything, it's just solid flow.
It shouldn't, as long as there's no bubbles. So maybe we could cool the TV panel that way. Oh, chilled air. Chilled air in the box could work. Okay, we got ideas, boys. World's brightest TV is f***ing going to happen. Oh my God, look at it. It's glorious. It's like the difference between looking through a window and looking at a monitor.
Like, it shocked me when I watched Crab Rave for the first time, like in that first little scene when they're coming out of the cave into the bright light. And like, it shocked me. It's like, wow, it's like you're looking out of a cave into direct sunlight.
Crab Rave has no right to look that good.
No, not at all.
I've never tried Counter-Strike with a controller, so I have no idea. Oh, you just want me to flashbang myself. Oh my God, the sun. Okay, here we go. Oh no. Oh! Wow, this really is just like looking into direct sunlight. It's too much. I need sunglasses. Where's my... There's a sunglass pouch in the commuter bag. Oh, that's more like it. Oh, no biggie. It's just sunny today. That's not a problem with my setup. That's just an equipment problem. Skill issue. I just need my sunglasses. See, no biggie. Oh my God. Oh! Oh, it's so bright.
Oh, there she goes.
Oh, she's dying. She's dying. Dude, I'm adjusting. This looks great.
Oh, really?
It looks so good. We've talked about this in the past, but one of the key elements of a display's color capabilities is actually its luminance capabilities. That's why we can have monitors today that have 100% coverage of whatever color gamut, but they don't look like real life because they don't have enough luminance to create the full three-dimensional color volume that we can see. I unadjusted for a second there, and that was pretty rough. All right, let's do it. Let's find out how bright she is.
About 26,000 nits.
We did it!
We made the world's brightest gaming monitor! Oh my God! Great job, guys! Let's go! Let's go! The power of the sun in my arms! In conclusion, the brightest commercially available monitor that we could find was about 5,000 nits, and the brightest we've ever measured on a display was an outlier hotspot of 20,000 nits on the 110-inch ULED from Hisense. We beat them all, and I think we can do even better. Anyway, enough of that for now, though. I'm gonna go lie down in a dark room for a bit. My eyes are dying, and I'm dying to tell you about our sponsor. Acronis. Your organization's IT is likely the backbone of your whole operation. So in order to keep things running smoothly, making sure your data remains protected is paramount. With Acronis Cyber Protect, you'll get a combination of security, backup, and recovery, all bundled into one easy-to-use platform that's enhanced with AI and machine learning. You can reduce reliance on central IT thanks to industry-leading backup and recovery options for multi-site environments, manage remote endpoints, run vulnerability assessments, and handle patch management through a single console with one-click simplicity. Plus, by keeping things all wrapped up in a single platform, you save the hassle, not to mention the cost, of dealing with multiple vendors. So use our link in the video description and see for yourself how you can simplify your business's data protection and cybersecurity with Acronis Cyber Protect. If you guys want us to make the next version of this, maybe a TV next time, give this video a thumbs up. And if you love janky solutions to ridiculous problems, why don't you watch the one where Alex and I attach a car turbocharger to a laptop? It was somehow more dumb than this, yet brilliant in its own way.